Hello everyone, welcome back. So in this video, let's create our first virtual machine. So to look for the services, okay, so what you can do is you can click on to this portal menu. So here you can find all the different services, okay. So we have all services section. So if you click on all services section, you can find based on the categories like AI and machine learning, analytics, okay, compute, you have containers, okay, so databases, DevOps, general, okay, so integrations, IoT, migrations, so all these are categories, and within the categories you can find all the services. So this is a place from where you can find the services, or else you can just look for here. Okay, so for example, I want to create a virtual machines. You can just type here virtual machines, and from here you can just navigate to that particular service. So let's create our first virtual machine. So here, so if you search for the service called virtual machine, this is what the page will be seeing. So right now we don't have any virtual machines, right? So let's create our first virtual machine. So you can click on create from here again, or else you can just create it from here also, right? Let me just click on to this, and I want to create Azure virtual machine. And it's a even you can see the descriptions. Okay, I mean, like whenever you are dealing with Azure services, you can see the help section each and every step. Okay, you can read this out. You can see the create a virtual machine hosted by the Azure. Let me click on to this. All right. So once you click on to any of the services, okay, you can find a lot of settings and options. So here you just need to select whatever the options and the settings is. So once you fill all this necessary information, you can just start using the service. For example, so I want to create a virtual machine. So here have a different sections. Okay, so like basics, disk, networking, management, okay, monitoring, advanced sections, tags, and finally the review and the create section. So from here you can just manage all those things, or else you can just do the next, okay, just to go with the next sections and try to select your all your options and the settings. So first let's start with the basics. So here, so we have the project details. Okay, so the first thing is a subscription. So whenever you're dealing any of the services within the Azure, okay, always need to go with the subscription. Okay, so right now we have the free trial. In case if you have selected the pay as go model, you can see all those subscriptions here. So next we have something called resource group. So what is resource group? So resource group is a collection of resources that share the same life cycle, permissions and the policies. For example, you are building some project, and for that project we need 10 resources. So all those 10 resources can be grouped into one group. Okay, it's called resource group. So right now we don't have any resource group. Let me just create that. So I'll just name this as Euron Euron demo group. Okay, so Euron demo, so where I'll be creating all the resources within this Euron demo. Okay, so and the name is just you can give any name. So again, when you are working in the real time, you'll have the proper resource groups. So within that, you need to add all your resources. All right, so next is the instance details. So first I need to give the virtual machine name. So I'll just give my first VM. Okay, so this is my virtual machine name, and the next is the region, very important. So whatever the services you're gonna created, right? So within the Azure, not only within the Azure, okay, if you have worked with AWS or GCP, whatever the services you're gonna create, that has to be attached with some region. Okay, so by default, okay, so whenever you're creating any of the services, so by default there are some settings. Okay, like for example, the region has selected automatically. Some of the options are already by default checked. Okay, so you can go with this or those options, or you can just modify based on your requirement. So now within the region it has selected East US. Okay, let's go with that option. So if in case if you want to change it, you can just select just drop down. This is the drop down. From here you can just select whatever the region you want to work with. So next is availability zones. Okay, so I'll not go with any of the options. Okay, we'll first discuss what is availability zones later in our section, then we'll explore these options. Okay, so right now I'll just go with this default option. So next we have the security type. So here I need to select, okay, what is the security type. Okay, so even you can see all the descriptions here, like standard, which is a basic level of security for your virtual machine. So next we have the trusted launch virtual machine, so which is protect against all your persistent and advanced attacks on the Gen 2 virtual machines with the configuration features like secure boot and the virtual trusted platform module. Okay, so all the information can just read it. So I'll just go with the default one, whatever it is selected. So next is the image. So image is all about the software which you want to, it's like operating software or any other softwares which you want to have within your virtual machine. So by default it's Ubuntu server. I'll just go with this, and even it comes with the free services eligible. And this is very good. I mean, like whenever you're getting started with the Azure or you want to learn the cloud services, so there'll be some of the images which is free to use. So I'll be going with this. So next I'll just scroll down. So next, very important. So here you can see if we have the sizes. So in within the images, okay, I need to configure all the softwares, and within the sizes I need to configure all the hardwares. I mean, like how many CPU I need, what is the memory, and you can see the cost associated with that particular hardware. So for example, the standard B1 1V CPU and 1 GB memory comes with this 631 rupees per month, and so this is what the size by default has selected. But I can see some error here, that is this size is not available in the zone 1, that is zone 3 are supported. So whatever the region I have selected, so based on that region as well as the zone, I'm not able to select that particular image. So let me just change that to zone 3. So it was telling zone 3. Let's see. Yes. So now I'm able to select this option. So earlier I have selected zone 1. So because of that zone 1, I'm not able to access that particular image. All right. Yeah, here sizes. Okay, so next, authentication, very important. Okay, so here I'm just telling how I need to authenticate. Okay, whenever I want to connect to my machine after the creation, so how I need to go with, whether I'll go with the SSH public key or the password. So I'll just go with the SSH. And here, so here once you select this option, so automatically Azure will generate a SSH key pair. Okay, so you need to download that key pair for the future connect. Okay, so when I say future connect, whenever you want to connect to this particular machine, then you need to select this. So next, the username by default Azure user. I'll just go with this name itself. That is Azure user. Next, SSH public key. So right now I don't have the key. So I'll just tell the Azure that generate me new key pair. Okay. So next is key pair name will be my first VM key pair. This is my key pair. In case if you want to edit it, you can just edit from here. All right. So next is select inbound ports, how you want to connect to your machine. So along with the SSH, even I want to go with the HTTP. Let me just select that as well. All right. So this is all about the basics. Next, we have the disk. Let me click on disk, and here I'll just go with all the default options. I'll not be changing. So this is just a disk, okay, on which the operating system will be. It's called boot disk, right? So where all your operating system will be running. So I'll just go with the default options. Networking, I'll just go with the same thing, whatever it has been selected. Um, create a virtual network. Uh, yeah, I'll just go with the default one, management, monitoring, and let me click on review and create. Okay, so inside the networking, I need to select the network. Let me go to the networking. This is how you get errors. Okay, in case if you're missing something, let me just create it. Create a virtual network. I'll just name this as a demo. I'll just tell Euron, and so let me add this. Yeah, I'll just add this. I'll click on OK. All right, so this is a virtual network which has been selected. Fine. Let me click on review and create. And even you can see the pricing. So based on whatever the configuration and setting selected, so this is what the estimated amount is. Okay, so that is 0.8652 INR per hour. So it will take few minutes. So let's wait. Yes, so successfully the validation passed, and I need to click on create now. Let me click on create. So first it was review and create. So it got reviewed, the validation get passed. Next, I need to click on create. Okay, so now I'm getting an option to download the private key. Let me just download this. I need to keep this key with you. Okay, so if you share this key with some other person who has access to your account, so then you can make use of your machine. Okay, so make sure you will not you're not allowed to download. You're not allowed to share this particular key. I have downloaded. Let me click on return to virtual machine. So right now it is submitting the deployment. Let's wait. So you can refresh, or it will take few minutes. Okay, so let's wait. You can fast forward the video. Yes, so my deployment is successful. So I'll be showing you how to connect to this machine in the next video.